Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to kind of start into what I talked about a little bit in my last video about the 5 love languages. And today I'm going to start with one that a lot of times gets kind of misconstrued. There's a lot of misconceptions about it, and that is the love language of physical touch. A lot of people associate physical touch with sexual acts. But it doesn't have to be. That doesn't mean that it's not part of it. Sex is physical, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that is all that person wants. So physical touch can be really anything that it's an appropriate touch at an appropriate time, and this can include things like holding hands, a kiss on the head, even a back rub. Those are all things that people whose love language is physical touch, they crave. People who love through physical touch, they often feel neglected if they go long periods of time without a physical closeness. And it doesn't have to be sex. It could be, you never hold my hand in the car. You never give me a hug. Anything of that nature. And sometimes that can be really difficult for those of us who maybe don't have the love language physical touch to really understand. So when we're talking about the 5 love languages and gifts, right? Because that's what this channel is all about is, how do I give gifts to people? We're talking about somebody who appreciates physical touch. There are some really awesome ideas out there. Like I said, giving someone a present of a hug doesn't exactly sound great. But there are ways to include physical touch in the things that you do decide to do. So for example, let's say that you want to plan a date with that person. Okay, let's say you want to take them out to dinner for their birthday. Let's keep it simple, right? Like, I just want to take you out to dinner for your birthday. If that person's love language is physical touch, taking them out to dinner is not really going to do much, right? However, during that dinner, you can do things like hold their hand across the table. Make sure that you make it, and this doesn't necessarily sound physical, but it can be interpreted as very physical, ensuring that you are making direct eye contact with that person. It can be anything as simple as coming around and helping them out of the car, putting your hand out and helping them up out of the car. A lot of people who love physical touch, they rely on their senses a lot for their love, right? So it's not necessarily just like the actual physical touch of things. Touch is only one of our 5 senses. You also have smell, you also have taste, things like that. Just to give you guys an example, one year, so my husband is a physical touch person. It's one of his love languages, not the only one, but it is one of his love languages. And I came up with an idea to give him a small gift that played into each of his 5 senses. So for example, for the sense of taste, I got him some of his favorite food. For his, sense of hearing, I bought him, this was a while ago, but I bought him some music. Then we had, there were some other things, but it's been a while. But the gist here, though, is that I bought 5 small gifts that played into that idea of physical touch, and then, gave him a back rub. Something as simple as that. He doesn't like when I buy him things. He doesn't like, exuberant amounts of money being spent. And a lot of people who are physical touch lovers, they feel the exact same way. They would much rather you show them your love and, in ways of, touch. So yeah, gift giving for them can be a little bit of a challenge because physical touch is not something that you typically gift to someone. However, you do have options like gifting a day at the spa, a back rub, a massage. And listen, men can have these too, okay? Like, men deserve to be pampered too. And for men who say, oh, I don't need any of that, like, it's because you ain't ever been, okay? It's lovely, it's wonderful. You can give them, it's really about not so much about the thing that you give them, but then how it's presented. So like I said, taking them out to eat, going to dinner, but then making a point to show them that physical touch while doing so is really what the gift is, right? It's showing them that you do care, that you do listen. And that's kind of the common theme throughout all of these that we're going to talk about, and even beyond the 5 love languages, is that it's all about listening and reading those cues and understanding the person that you are trying to give a gift to. When you don't know that person, it becomes very, very difficult. But we will talk later about giving gifts to people who maybe we don't know so well, and ways that we can kind of come up with good gifts for those people as well. So this was a short one, guys. But please keep a lookout for my next video. I'll be talking about another one of the love languages. And as always, if you have any questions or need anything, please reach out. Thanks.